human resource development is the integrated use of training, organization, and career development efforts to improve individuals, that's at the employee level, group, teams, and department level, and organizational effectiveness as a whole. Planned, continuous, and systematic approach towards building the organization is a key or essence of HRD. HRD helps employees focus on their career aspirations, their goals, and will have it supplemented by career development plans. So, for example, if you join an organization, a little later, if you are keen on understanding how your career is going to shape up with the company should be able to provide you with a career ladder. Else, this would become just another stopgap job opportunity, and the company would see you eventually quitting. HRD provides employees with new skills, knowledge, and attitude, improving their performance and growth in the organization, making them more competent. HRD is a subset of HRM, not the opposite, and draws many functions, attributes, and processes from HRM. In quick contrast, HRD is mostly development oriented. You find the word HRD, the last part of it, of the acronym, is development. So it's development oriented, while HRM, which is HR management, is mainly maintenance oriented. We have spoken about the different functions of management in another video. The main objectives of HRD systems would be to develop the capabilities of the employees, cooperation between various teams or units within the organization, which would mean better collaboration, promote team spirit, ensure that the relationship between employees and their supervisors are going on in a smooth manner, and the overall health and resilient capabilities of the organization. HRD helps to satisfy individuals, that's an employee's basic needs, and motivates them to find jobs that challenge their capabilities. So most of the organizations encourage employees to push their boundary limits and go beyond what's obvious. And so when employees have that loyalty built, they would definitely resort to exhibiting discretionary efforts. HRD develops necessary skills and abilities required to perform organizational activities, as a result of which employees can contribute for better performance in an organization, leading to greater organizational effectiveness. Across surveys conducted by research firms and management consulting firms, employees have made it clear again and again that they want to work for companies who offer flexibility and are ready to invest in their skill development. Why would they stay with a company for long if they don't see any future? Next comes employee counseling. Employee counseling is a psychological technique very close to my heart, and something that I always did as a part of my interventional technique, being a part of organizations like Standard Chartered and CSS Corp. Employees get their problems, be it physical, mental, or anything disturbing them at work, addressed on in a timely manner. Because if it does not get addressed in a timely manner, what happens is the amount of stress and strain would get built in the person, resulting in frustration, in indirect aggression, leading to absenteeism and even quitting the organization. So on one side, the productivity is going to take a hit, and on the other side, the organization would have to witness a talented employee leaving the organization. So employee counseling sessions today play a very important role in addressing the employees' issues that are manifold, and it tackles problems efficiently. So as I've indicated earlier, it's going to have an impact on the productivity levels. So employee counseling sessions results in better operational results if you're talking about from a business transaction perspective. Absenteeism gets reduced, and if there are issues that can be addressed, then and there, employee counseling sessions could take care of that. The present time, the pandemic situation we all are in throws a lot of uncertainty. And due to the ongoing challenges that you're facing, it is very difficult to perform the task as per the requirements in different spheres of life, be it in the educational space or even as a student. You would be able to relate to this. Personal life is full of struggles, and a lot of efforts are put to meet the day-to-day needs of individuals, catering to their family life, and also on the other side the need to fulfill their business objectives. Job opportunities are not much, inflation is very high, needs and expectations are increasing, and tough competition is being faced by companies that are still alive and kicking, let alone the threat of war, sanctions, and new viruses taking shape, unfortunately, since 2019. An employee counseling session, let me come back to that again, is a meeting between the supervisor and the employee, or it can even be with the HR expert or an HR counselor of the organization. And the focus here is to look at an incident, a particular aspect of an employee's performance, which the supervisor or another person inside the team has identified as an opportunity to improve, complementing the person's overall performance and conduct. The aim of counseling is to provide help and support to the employee during his or her difficult times and enable them to face problems and challenges successfully. So sometimes it takes a third person to help them understand where they are at this point in time and how they can face it, because being a part of the problem is sometimes very difficult for you to figure out a solution because you are a part of that problem. It is generally conducted as a private face-to-face meeting between the employee and the counselor, and the counselor takes an empathetic approach in understanding and being a very patient listener, and then coming up with suggestions. Employees, or even as students, you face problems in your personal life. So when we talk about this from an organizational perspective, the personal and professional life may go for a hit, affecting workplace behavior and performance. And all of these aspects would get addressed during an employee counseling session. Let's now get into emotional intelligence. I love it personally. Emotional quotient and the related aspect of it. In practical terms, this means emotional intelligence means being aware about one's own emotions, being able to manage your emotions, understand the emotions of others, and also being able to manage the emotions of others. That is definitely possible, but not immediately. Managing emotions is especially important in situations when we are under pressure. For example, when we are giving and receiving feedback, meeting tight deadlines, be it a project work, working with your research guide at college, or with your manager at work, meeting deadlines when it comes to clients giving you deadlines, dealing with challenging relationships on a personal front or at work, not having enough resources for you to complete a task, navigating a change, adapting through a process or going through a change, working through setbacks and personal failures in life. When emotions run high, they change the way our brains function, diminishing our cognitive abilities, decision-making powers, and even interpersonal skills. if you have noticed that in some cases at least, you yourself would have had an emotional outburst, and you understand a little later that, oh, that could have been avoided. So when your emotions run high, some of your functions in the brain will shut down and you will not be able to think clearly. Understanding and managing our emotions and also the emotions of others helps us to be very successful, not just in our personal life but also in our professional lives. At a personal level, emotional intelligence could help us be comfortable in conversations and in managing conversations, manage our emotions when stressed or when we feel overwhelmed, and also improve relationships with the people we really care about. At work, emotional intelligence can help us resolve conflicts, interpersonal conflicts, coach and motivate others, create a culture of collaboration, and build psychological safety within teams. When I use the phrase psychological safety, I'm referring to the spatial distance maintained between people in a team, respecting their privacy, having high regards for their caliber, their talents, piggybacking on their strengths, putting your arms around their shoulders when they go through hardships. All of this would collectively come under the term psychological safety. Now let's learn TQM and quality circles. Businesses use TQM to set initial standards of quality, identify areas in which the organization is not meeting those standards, plan and implement corrective actions in those areas, and redefine their standards of performance. Then the cycle starts all over again with a fresh look at the standards. Total quality management, in short TQM, is a general philosophy of gradually improving the operations of a business. TQM is applied at the tactical frontline level where production, clerical, and low-level managers are deeply involved. That's where production would get impacted. There are a number of tools available to assist in TQM efforts, such as benchmarking, failure analysis, PDCA, that's a plan, do, check, act cycle, process management, product design control, statistical process control, etc. We shall touch upon the PDCA cycle, that's the plan, do, check, act cycle, and also on quality circles. TQM works best in an environment where it's strongly supported by management, it is implemented by employee teams, and there is a continual focus on process improvement that prevents errors from occurring again and again. TQM can be implemented successfully in any part of a business. It could be accounting, field servicing, that's marketing, finance, legal and administration, maintenance, manufacturing, materials management, R&D, and the related departments in the organization. TQM helps in cost reduction, productivity improvement, customer satisfaction, defect reduction, and improves the overall morale of the workforce. The improvement method of total quality management requires using an iterative 4-step management process for planning and monitoring quality of a product or service. This process is known as PDCA, P for plan, D for do, C for check, and A for act. It creates an improvement sequence to be used within the methodology. Let's go one by one. Plan. First, you must determine the problem, then identify possible reasons for that problem, and finally evaluate possible alternative problems and their reasons through a cause and effect analysis. Do is next. Now you need to implement your plan. That is the execution phase. You must involve a team in the implementation and start the improvement process. Next comes C for check. During and after the implementation, you must gather information on the observed effects of the problem. Your goal here would be to find out what all improvement solutions were successful. And finally, A for action. At the final step, you need to ensure that the improvement process has been implemented so that the problem is successfully resolved. Next comes quality circles. Quality circle refers to the group of individuals who meet on a regular basis to discuss the work-related problems. It consists of minimum 3 and maximum 12 members. The quality circles are voluntary associations of workers of the same workplace. It involves people in solving problems and tap their brain power effectively. Quality circles contribute towards the development of an organization. They create a healthy work environment such that employees find the place worthwhile to work. Quality circles explore the hidden potential of individuals, drawing out the infinite possibilities of each individual. Quality circles improve the product quality and services of the organization, thereby the overall productivity. It improves the team skills, capabilities, confidence levels, and creativity through education, training, and participation of volunteers in these quality circles. Quality circle generally constitutes the leaders, non-members, members, management staff, facilitators, and the steering committee. Non-members are the persons who help in implementing the recommendations made by the quality circle members. Members are the main players in the program, and they participate in the meetings, express their ideas, and develop solutions to the problem. Leader is elected by the members, and the line manager may act as the leader of the quality circle in most cases. Facilitator is a link between the quality circle leader and the steering committee, and his duties include coordination, training of members, initiating forming of quality circle, provide feedback to steering committee, and act as an evaluator. Steering committee is the apex body operating at the plan level, responsible for formulating objectives and providing resources to quality circle members. Top management is the decision-making body consisting of chief executive officer, general managers, and other senior managers, providing support and encouragement to all quality circle members. That's all for the session. Happy learning!